Got another new President Washington here. This is going to the Bluegrass state. And just to point it out, the protective film does have that scuffing on it and some minor scratch on it, so that'll peel off and the radio will look brand new. It's not just these radios, it's any tones and radio oddities, stuff like that. If they have a protective film over them, they also have that because it's the same factory that assembles and everything. So it's not a big deal. I just like to point it out because I have been questioned in the past when I hadn't done that customers thought I wasn't selling them a new radio, and such is the case, and it is what it is with these radios. So whether it could be changed or something, I'm sure it could, but regardless of that, they get like fingerprints, I think, up underneath or something. There's something there. I don't exactly sure what it is, but when this stuff lifts off, it looks good as new. So it's up to the owner if they want to keep it on there or not. If you take care of your equipment, you really don't have to worry about scratching it or anything, but in a vehicle or something like that, as long as it's not getting super hot, you'd probably be okay leaving it on for a while. I generally leave them on for a while. Maybe eventually I take them off, but that's up to me as a user. Everybody can make their own decision on that. So we got this one ready to go as far as the frequency is done. So you can see here that it's on the other band. You can go through all the bands and see everything here. So it's all here. Of course, the span function works much better than this band setting. So I would recommend that you use the span function over going to the bands and then trying to use 10 kilohertz shifts and all that. It's just not going to work out well. For that, there is a UK FM option on this radio, I believe also. You can look that up, how to access that. If that's something you're interested in, obviously your antenna probably would have to be in a mobile setup. Unless it's something that's a little wider banded, it's not going to work out too well. For something that's like quarter wave, like base load or something, it's going to be kind of narrow banded. So you have to be aware of that. I'm just going to go through really quick and set this one up. There's no fan kit with this one, so it's just standard. There's the little 0 ohm there. And get this one ready to send off today. It can't be very long because I got to get it out there. Okay, so we got the radio all set for you. We'll just start on AM. RF power's up all the way and the mic gain's up all the way. You can see when I speak with the mic even down here that it's picking up sound. So these are kind of, they pick up a lot of noise in the background and stuff. I like the NM532 because you can limit that with the control on the front. Everybody has a preference. You will have a choice of getting, and I'll send you an email about this, you will have a choice of getting either a free President Digi-Mic or a free President Bluetooth mic, and they will send that directly to you within a certain time frame. So I will submit that once I hear back from you on what mic you choose for free, and I'll leave that up to you. I just have to submit your invoice and your request to President, and then they'll send a microphone out to you within a certain amount of weeks or time, or however that works. I'm not sure. But that is something that they're sponsoring. President is sponsoring. That's a dealer incentive that you can't download a voucher for that with Washington. You have to buy from a dealer, and then we submit the request for the customer, and then President takes care of it. The George FCC has a voucher that you can download. You still have to buy them from a dealer, and then you can submit that yourself as a customer, and you get some type of free President speaker for the George. So 1 2 3 4 5, check 1 2 1 2 3 4 5. So again, it's a good sounding and really good performing radio. If you're looking for a lot of average power mods and distortion and all that stuff, then obviously you're not coming to the right place here, because I don't believe in that stuff. And there's probably plenty of other people that would do that for you and do all these weird modifications to the board and stuff to make it look better on a power meter. But you know, I could care less what it looks like on a dozy power meter or any other kind of non-peak reading meter. It just doesn't matter. I look at my equipment when it looks good here, that I know that the radio works well, and forget about all that other stuff that is not. It's a non-factor. It's just something that, you know, people have made up over the years to try to make extra money and stuff, and it really doesn't help you. So if you're into AM, there's not a lot I can do or show. I've done all kinds of videos and shown stuff, and if you're into AM and that's what you're into, then that's what you're into. There's nothing I can really do, and I've kind of given up on trying to sway people against certain things. If that's what you want to spend your hard-earned money on, then more power to you at that point. So, but that's pretty much it for this one. It's ready to go. I'm just gonna hook it up to the antenna, which is just plugging this cable in the back, and we'll see kind of what's going on really quick, and then we'll get your radio sent off to you today. So I don't have the span feature on right now. I'll let you decide if you want to run that. Literally can't stand anymore going to certain parts of CB. The sideband guys are ruining it. A lot of them are just ruining the CB portion of sideband. I know a lot of guys like to go above 40, and that's on them, whatever they want to do, but personally I prefer just to stay around the normal channels that we would use for sideband here. It doesn't mean that you can't go like here and talk on side, or not really here, but like here, or here, or here, or here, or here. And you can, well, the regular CBs don't get the A channels, but you guys know what I mean. You can talk on sideband anywhere you want. There's nothing saying that you can't. Well, all I'm saying is man, oh man, just every time I go to this frequency, it just makes me sick. So it's just you almost hope that the skip goes away at a certain point, so that these guys don't have any presence anymore, because it's just somebody playing a recording that's on like a non-stop loop. And you would think that their equipment would give up on them, but apparently it doesn't. So I guess it is what it is. So I have very little patience for that stuff anymore on the radio. I don't know, because I have very little time for the radio, for myself, for my own radio enjoyment. What ends up happening is when I turn the radio on and I hear just a bunch of garbage operation, it just really turns me off to it, and I'd rather go find something else to do that, you know, I find enjoyment in. And a lot of times I end up on HF, because you don't find that on HF, at least on the upper bands. I can't speak for the lower bands. I've heard a lot of things about 20 meter and 40 meter, sometimes certain frequencies and stuff. And I think what happens is when like certain people, like maybe like this and stuff, when the bands die off in the nighttime, maybe they go down and they play their little games on other bands too. Whether they're licensed or not, I guess it doesn't matter at that point. But I look at it like this: if you have a ham license, that's great. If you don't, that's fine too. If you just like CB, there's nothing wrong with that. And you have no interest in getting a ham license, there's nothing wrong with that. But just be a respectable radio operator. You don't have to have a license to have respect for the radio hobby, and to respect fellow operators, and to kind of conduct yourself in a positive manner on the airwaves. Because people like positivity. When you're positive and you're having fun and you're getting along with people out there, people like that. I mean, positivity goes a long way. Negativity, people feed off of that too, though, which is a shame. So the radio side has a very strong negative presence too. And it can be ham radio negativity towards CB. It can be CB negativity towards ham radio. It can be CB negativity towards other CB operators. I mean, there's a lot of different factors there. And I just don't have time for any of that stuff. So I don't like the negativity. I don't feed into any of that stuff. And everybody has a choice on how they want to conduct themselves on the radio. All I can say is, for the little bit of time I get on the radio, when I turn it on, in the first minute or two, I hear cussing and swearing and people calling each other names and all that stuff, it really just makes you want to go, okay, let's go turn on the TV and see what I can find interesting on there, or let's go do something else, or let's tune to, 12 or 15 or 17 meters or 10 meters or something. So that's all I'm saying. So hopefully people don't get it confused. I still really enjoy CB, but man, lately it's just been hard to enjoy it because of the way people conduct themselves out there. And I'm not saying that I'm some messiah of radio or anything. I like to have fun, but I also like to treat people with the respect that they deserve. If somebody doesn't deserve respect, then it's better just to ignore them. And just, if you ignore these people, they go away. But since, they get recognized and stuff, and I hate to recognize it, but, when you go here and it's just a endless recording, it just gets pretty old pretty fast, and it's been like that for quite a few years now. So when the cycle goes away, these people have to crawl back under the rock and find something else to do with their time, I guess. I'm not going to hold it. Thanks a lot, Larry. I hope you enjoy your radio. It is my pleasure to get it ready for you, and I hope you enjoy the radio hobby. 73.